Hey buddy, it's Crazy Guitar 4 and welcome back to some more Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. In the last one, we went through All-Star Mode as the last of the three Mii fighters, specifically the Mii Gunner, which was great. Had a lot of fun with this one. But this time around, we're going to be heading through All-Star Mode, going into the DLC fighters finally, and starting off with Mewtwo. So, before we head in, of course, let's check out which palette swap we're going to be going in as. I think Mewtwo's got some pretty solid palette swaps to go in. I really like this light blue and a dark blue one. But honestly, I do like this like shadow type Mewtwo. It's great. I'm going to go in with this one of my personal favorites. So let's do it. Actually, my actual personal favorite, like Mewtwo skin at least in Smash. But here we have it. Let's go in as Mewtwo in All-Star Mode, which I'm pretty excited about because Mewtwo's a character that I've always really enjoyed playing in Smash. I've played him a little bit here and there in Melee, as that was of course a Smash game he first, came through in. And I remember playing him a decent amount in like 2015, 2016 era of Smash 4. I love Mewtwo in Smash. He's really fun. I don't play as him all that much anymore, as I've kind of like moved on to like Lucario now. I do like Lucario a bit more than Mewtwo, but I still really do enjoy Mewtwo any chance I get. He's still a very, very fun character to play as. Absolutely. I know one of my broskies, Ralph, if you guys remember him. He plays Mewtwo actually sort of like a decent amount. I know he played him a lot back in like the early 2020s, but still maybe pulls him out like from time to time. But still, very, very fun character to play as for sure. Speaking of Mewtwo though, we've got a lot of trivia to read through. They decided to really treat us today with some trivia, A lot of points, so let's freaking get to reading, okay? Sit back, folks. Very informative episode today. So to start things off, during development of the game, an appearance of Mewtwo's Mega Evolution was reportedly considered by Masahiro Sakurai, probably similar to like how Lucario and Charizard's Final Smashes work. I assume that's probably what they were talking about. Mewtwo's artwork for this game resembles his artwork for Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green versions, although mirrored. Mewtwo is the only playable character in Smash 4 to not readily appear in any capacity in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Instead, it must be transferred over via Pokemon Bank. Charizard and Greninja, while unobtainable under normal gameplay conditions, appear as a ride Pokemon and a member of Red's team, and as a gift Pokemon from Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon's special demo version respectively. However, Mewtwo appears in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon and is obtainable in an Ultra Wormhole along with many other legendary Pokemon. So, yeah, pretty interesting way to start things off. I've always noticed how Mewtwo's pose in this game, it was pretty similar to like how he was in Fire Red Leaf Green, which I think is like a really cool reference. I love Fire Red Leaf Green so much. I've been streaming recently. I've gone a little bit back into streaming. I think I mentioned that in earlier episodes. But I started streaming this Pokemon Fire Red ROM hack called Pokemon Fire Red Deluxe, which kind of like takes the base game of Fire Red, but just adds like a huge amount to it, right? So it's like we still got like the same overall story, and like gym leaders and whatnot, and like overall sort of same Pokemon, but like routes are changed a bit. There are some new places added, some Pokemon that are added as well. Like gym leaders are definitely tougher, they have more Pokemon. And you can even get like different versions, like regional versions of Pokemon too, like Alolan and Galarian versions. It's a cool mod, it really is. And I've only done like one stream of it so far, at least at the time of recording this episode. But it's pretty freaking cool. It is really cool, and I definitely suggest checking it out yourself if you want to like play Fire Red again, but want to like change up how things work in the game, I guess, but while still keeping the same overall feel of the game. Alright, so continuing on with trivia. Mewtwo is the second of 3 Super Smash Bros. Melee characters to return to the series in Smash 4 after being absent from Brawl, succeeding Dr. Mario and preceding Roy. However, there are scrap files for all 3 of these characters in Brawl, suggesting that they were planned to make a reappearance there as well. So pretty interesting there. Mewtwo's pose in its official art for Smash 4 is nearly identical to its pose in its official art for Melee. As possible callbacks to Melee, Mewtwo has only one voice clip for when it is KO'd, and only the Japanese version of Smash 4 features its victory quotes consisting of spoken dialogue. I don't know why they only did that in Japan. I kind of wish we got to hear like the full, like, speaking Mewtwo here in the Western regions of Smash, you know, in the Western releases of the game. Definitely a shame that we didn't get to experience that, but it is what it is. I think it's because Mewtwo only has... Well, no, because like there was a Mewtwo movie, wasn't there? And like Mewtwo had an English voice actor. I almost had that. Yeah, I think so. But I guess I think in Smash Brothers, Mewtwo only has a Japanese voice actor. That's probably the reason as to why. He can only speak in the Japanese version as to, like, not being able to do so here. So, yeah, I guess that would make sense. But again, like, I'm pretty sure he does have an American voice actor and whatnot. But, you know, what can you do? I guess maybe at the time, we just didn't have any other voice actors from Mewtwo. That just makes the most amount of sense to me. But yeah, Mewtwo's going quite well. I do like the killing power that he has, especially with like his forward and like his up smash. Oh, that should have spiked, I'm telling you. Why is it not spiking? I'm like hitting it properly. I guess not the sweet spot, but it should be. Weird as hell. Okay, fine game. Don't give me the spike then. Alright, let's see what we got next. Mewtwo folds its arms in numerous instances. It does so while using its up tilt, up taunt, or a hammer during its defeated / no contest and screen KO animations, and when it's asleep, teetering, or helpless. Prior to update 1.0.7, it was possible to access glitch versions of Mewtwo's custom moves via a glitch involving shared Mii fighters. Most of these crashed the game, with the exception of both variations of Confusion, a non-functional version of Disable that renders Mewtwo helpless, and a version of Disable which zooms the camera in on Mewtwo and temporarily slows down time, all of which have limited functionality. It is unclear whether the glitch involved accessing custom moves that were incomplete, or data not intended for use of custom moves. One of the variations of Mewtwo's glitch custom Confusion is very similar to the Soul Breaker glitch. It is speculated that these were unfinished custom moves and that DLC fighters were intended to have custom moves. While the glitch was removed by update 1.0.7, it was still possible to view replays containing these special moves prior to update 1.0.8. So yeah, a lot talking about the custom moves and like how DLC fighters potentially were planned to have them. At least that's like what has been theorized, right? It's just based off of like the Mewtwo glitch and whatnot. That was crazy. Okay then, Mewtwo, I know you're a powerful almighty being, but like, damn, you did not have to show off like that. And now I'm being destroyed by a freaking bird. Alright, you know, it fits. Definitely fits the narrative. Bam! Forward smash kill. Nice. Yeah, Mewtwo, I'm definitely really enjoying playing as Mewtwo today. He's really freaking fun. My gosh. He just has a lot of really good moves to his disposal in his arsenal that like just make him a big threat, especially if you know how to use him properly. He's very freaking good. I personally feel, at least. I mean, I think other people as well. He's like A tier on the tier list in this game, so very high up. All right, let me get Antimator real quick before we get in, before we get into some trivia and I forget. Mewtwo is the only veteran DLC character with a new voice actor and the only character in Smash 4 to speak only in the Japanese version. It is also one of the 4 playable characters in Smash 4 to speak in Japanese in at least one version of the game, but to never speak in English in any version of the game. The other 3, of course, being Marth, Roy, and Cloud. Mewtwo is the first DLC character to have been downloadable for free. It is also the only DLC character who does not share equipment types with any other DLC character. And as of Smash 4, Mewtwo is the only character whose falling speed has remained unchanged. Interesting. As of Smash 4, okay, right. So ever since like the beginning and like going to Melee and Brawl, yada yada. No, because wasn't there like a piece of trivia that talked about other characters not having changed? Boo! I was trying to show off there. Other characters not having changed falling speeds. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong, I don't know, but yeah. So it kind of, now that I'm like playing as Mewtwo, actually, I've been kind of thinking about, I don't know, just some instances back in the day with some of my broskies where we used to play Mewtwo a lot. I had one friend who actually who used to be really, really fond of Mewtwo. I don't know if he still plays Mewtwo, he probably doesn't. But yeah, there was, ooh, I'm glad I didn't have much damage on me. Thank goodness I took the Antomato. Ah, this bullcrap, I hate this. Okay, I need to get rid of Charizard. He's the biggest threat, I feel. Of course it doesn't hit. Charizard, please die. Thank you, goodbye. Yeah, there were just a lot of good matches I remember having, or at least witnessing, with my friends, and like playing Mewtwo. One was like a self-proclaimed Mewtwo main, the other just played Mewtwo for fun, and then the guy who mained Mewtwo, just ended up losing, ended up getting two-stocked in a match. So, that was fun to witness, for sure, and definitely was a prime moment of I don't know, 2017 or something. Man, that's a really big throwback, but it was a lot of fun. It's definitely something that would be my friends like to bring up from time to time. Just a lot of fun, you know. It's, I mean, it's probably disappointing for the guy, but at the same time, you know. You can't be talking up all this game and then lose a two-stock to someone who doesn't even main the character, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Anyways, let's continue on with the trivia. Mewtwo's non-fighter trophy model has a very slightly different feature, or has very different slightly. Wow, I cannot speak properly. Mewtwo's non-fighter trophy model has very slightly different features from its playable character and fighter trophy models. It has a slightly larger head, slightly smaller eyes, a thicker and slightly longer tail, slightly smaller hands, and a more vibrant shade of violet for its midsection, tail, and eyes, and its texture has a satin finish instead of a glossy finish. As a result, it resembles the Mewtwo from the first Pokemon movie, whereas Mewtwo's playable character and fighter trophies models are virtually identical to its appearance in Pokédex 3D Pro. Mewtwo and Lucario are the only playable Pokemon in Smash 4 who do not emerge from a Pokeball as part of their on-screen appearances. So yeah, some more interesting stuff about the character. We will of course read about that Pokeball emergence trivia point of course through Lucario's episodes, but yeah. But here we go again, in case y'all forgot about it, want a little bit of a reminder. Damn, that was really good. Mewtwo Neutral Air is one of my personal favorite moves to use for him. It's so freaking good. Such a freaking good move to use. Kind of go in and just do a little bit of damage. Kind of rack up some safe damage. It really is a safe move, honestly. It's a very, very safe move. I was hoping I would hit. I was really hoping I would hit someone. Oh, footstool? Oh, let me get out of there. So did I just wall jump? I'm pretty sure Mewtwo can wall jump and I did not even know that. So that's pretty cool. I think this entire time I never knew Mewtwo can wall jump. Or at least whenever I find out he can, I immediately forget about it. So I'm just why would Mewtwo wall jump, right? You know, how would he know how to do that? But I guess he does, so that's pretty cool. So I'm playing on this stage again, which is, again, I'm not the biggest fan of this one. This one kind of sucks. It's okay, but I think the main thing that really just drives it back a little bit is the fact that it is a scrolling stage, and scrolling stage and fighters just suck. Even if they're not the best. They're definitely not the best. I definitely would rather play on other stages compared to this one. At least it's not Distant Planet. That's one thing we can definitely be happy about. Oh, hi, Lucario. We were just talking about you, at least briefly. Yeah, we have to make it all the way over here. Can you die, please? There we go. I guess he just stood, silent for too long. And the game was just oh, you're dead. Okay. Oh, Wolf, my boy. Wish you were in the game. Sadly, he's not. Okay. Final match. Let's do it. But before, let's finish up the trivia real quick. Although Mewtwo's final smash involves Mega Evolution, it differs from Charizard and Lucario's in a few distinct ways. Mewtwo's is used for a single attack and renders it both invincible and stationary for its duration, whereas Charizard and Lucario's function as transformations that grant improved offense, mobility, and armor for their durations. Mewtwo's final smash is also referred to by its primary attack's name as Psy Strike instead of simply as a Mega Evolution. In Mewtwo's reveal trailer, Ness is shown stalking Mewtwo while holding a Master Ball, as well as using a Genesect from a Pokeball against it. This is a reference to standard Pokemon games where the player character is often young and tasked with catching every Pokemon. The Master Ball is many players' choice of Pokeball against legendary Pokemon, such as Mewtwo. Additionally, Earthbound and Pokemon were both developed by Creatures Inc., then known as Ape Inc. And finally, despite being a veteran, Mewtwo was referred to as a new fighter when it was revealed to be DLC. Additionally, while Lucas and Roy's trophy descriptions directly mention their return, Mewtwo's does not. Kind of weird how they don't mention Mewtwo's return. He's like, oh yeah, it's a new fighter. But like, people remember Melee. I mean, they literally talk about how Roy returns into the game. I don't know why they kind of just they even bothered talking about that for Mewtwo, but it is what it is. Kind of too late to talk about that now because it's been like over a decade since the game came out. Even since Mewtwo was like revealed. I think Mewtwo was revealed in like I think like either late 2014 or early 2015, I believe. I think so, something like that. He was revealed pretty like early into the game's like lifespan. Obviously the first DLC fighter and yada yada. I think it was he might have been revealed back in like maybe November-ish of 2014 actually, when they did that 50 fact extravaganza. Like that's when Mewtwo was just all of a sudden revealed just out of the blue, which is pretty freaking crazy. I still remember when that happened. I'm like, damn, Mewtwo's here, okay. So I don't even remember if I got Mewtwo when he was free. I think, well, no, he technically wasn't free. I think you still had to pay for him, but I think you could get one version of Mewtwo for free. Like if you had him for like Wii U, you can get him for free on the 3DS and vice versa. I think that's what they meant by you can get him for free. But I don't think I ever took advantage of that for some reason. Which kind of sucks, but I never did. So I just kind of had to get him both at full price. Sadly, but it is what it is. But there we have it. That's Mewtwo's All-Star Mode run through. Pretty good, pretty enjoyable. Very, very happy that we got to play as him again. And hey, 2 million, I'll take it. Pretty cool that he used the orange outfit. I don't know why. I mean, it's a fine color. I'm not gonna complain about it, but could have used other ones. I'm just saying. But there we have it. Mewtwo's All-Star Mode run through is finished. Time for the credits. Which Mewtwo is gonna freaking destroy. I can just tell you this right now. The Nair does so much. It covers so much ground, and he has a lot of air mobility as well. I think that's one of the main reasons. There's a lot of reasons why Mewtwo's so good in this game. Like, again, he's like ranked number 10, I'm pretty sure, out of all characters, which is insane to think about. But yeah, he is really freaking good in Smash 4. Sadly, he had a big drop in Ultimate. I don't know what happened to him, but he definitely had a drop in Ultimate, which definitely makes him not as good as he is now, or as he used to be. Sorry. But yeah, so Mewtwo, I mean, I'm glad he was definitely added into the game. Like, them bringing DLC fighters into Smash as a concept was great. I'm glad they decided to do it finally. I don't know if they could have done it back in Brawl. They might have been able to do it, but I don't know if it was ever on their minds. I think by the time of Smash 4 coming out, DLC was already like such a big thing in games at that point, even especially like AAA titles. I think Nintendo was just like, you know what, we might as well go into that market, try out the DLC, and plus it gives them a way to just add extra fighters, right? Instead of having to like mash them into like the base game, right? They're just like, oh, you know, we can do like these fighters, or like all of a sudden they have ideas for fighters to either bring back or just to like new fighters to add in. They just have the excuse of just like using it or bringing them in through DLC. But I think it's fantastic. I'm actually really glad they decided to add a DLC mechanic and like, you know, and functionality for both Smash 4 and Ultimate. So it definitely added a lot of usage to it, and like, you know, gave a lot of characters opportunities to even be in the game too. Also, that is a very goofy but funny picture in the back. I think he's kind of using Mewtwo as like an aura sphere ball. That's what it looks like to me. So we're gonna assume that's what's going on there. But there we have it. There's Mewtwo's run through. Let's go ahead and check out his trophy real quick, see how his All-Star Mode run through, or his All-Star Mode trophy looks like, and then reads off. I do like the pose a lot. He kind of reminds me, he might be using his pose or a very similar pose to what he had in like Pokemon Yellow. I think that might be the same pose, maybe. Mewtwo's Confusion side special not only lets you repel projectiles, it also reflects the damage back on your opponents. Its down special Disable stuns an enemy for longer the higher its damage is. As it works by having Mewtwo glare at its foe, this only works if they make direct contact or direct eye contact. Interesting, Confusion and Disable. Sadly, Disable is not really that good of a move. Especially since like you have to be facing your opponent, or like your opponent has to be facing you for you to like be able to use it. And even then, it's like it doesn't really last super long. But it's a fine move. But Confusion's pretty decent, I think, especially as like a reflector. But yeah, there's Mewtwo. There we have it. So that is all for today's episode of Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. Thank you so much for watching. In the next one, we're gonna be heading into All-Star Mode and going through as the next fighter, Lucas, one of my personal favorites. So yeah, so subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Social media, including the Twitch, second channel, music channel, VOD channel is of course down in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Pop-Tarts out.